They say money talks. But sometimes it doesn't speak, it slips away quietly. You check your accounts, you budget. You work hard, yet it feels like no matter how careful you are, your finances feel unstable. It's not always about income. Sometimes, it's the energy surrounding your space that decides how money behaves. Most people don't realize this, but your home holds emotional weight. Some corners feel stagnant. Some rooms feel heavier than others. And despite the fresh sheets or the scented candles, something still lingers. It's subtle. A restlessness in your sleep, a fog in your thinking, a tension in the air that you can't quite name. And somehow, money mirrors that feeling: unsteady, fleeting, hard to hold on to. This isn't superstition. It's the emotional architecture of your home, and in many traditions, including those rooted in practical spirituality and Feng Shui, salt has long been used to gently shift that energy. Not to summon wealth, but to clear what's been silently blocking it. Salt doesn't need belief. It needs intention. It absorbs what you don't see. It holds what your body can't process. It clears space for clarity, and clarity is where financial flow begins. In this video, we're not lighting incense or chanting spells. We're doing something far simpler and, often, far more effective. We're going to look at 6 grounded, quiet ways to use salt to help money not just find you, but stay with you. These are not rituals of hope. They're choices rooted in awareness applied with care, intention, and calm. So if you've ever felt like money enters your life and then disappears without explanation, this may be the moment you finally understand why. And the shift starts with something you already have, right now, in your kitchen: salt. Let's begin. Part 1. You clean your floors, but money still escapes. Why? You mop, you sweep, you scrub. The house smells like lemon or lavender. You wipe down countertops, vacuum rugs, change out sponges, and light a candle that says calm on the label. You've done everything you're supposed to do to make your home feel fresh again. And yet something still feels off. It's subtle. Not dirty. Not cluttered, just unsettled. Like the energy in your space is still carrying something old. And if you're honest with yourself, you feel it too. In the way money comes and goes. In the way unexpected bills seem to appear right after you start getting ahead. In the way the paycheck stretches just a little too thin, no matter how carefully you plan. It's not that you're reckless. You've done the work. You've budgeted, but something keeps slipping. Here's the truth few people talk about. Physical cleanliness isn't the same as energetic clarity. You can have polished wood floors and still live in a space that drains you. You can have a spotless kitchen and still feel like money has trouble staying. Because what's clean to the eye may still be heavy to the heart, and in ways that subtly shape your entire financial flow. In energy work, there's a quiet saying: the floor remembers. It remembers arguments, tension, grief, the worry you held when you opened that overdue notice. The silent frustration you felt when the fridge made that sound again and you knew a repair was coming. These things settle. They may not show up as mess, but they stay, and your feet feel them first. The floor is where it all lands. That's why in many cultures, old European households, Latin American traditions, and Asian homes alike, salt is used not just in cooking, but in cleansing. Not just to get rid of bad vibes, but to reset the ground beneath you. Because when the floor feels heavy, life begins to feel heavier too. And that includes how money moves through your space. Salt has a unique gift. It absorbs what we can't name. It holds what words cannot. It doesn't cover up, it pulls out. And when you add it to the way you clean your floors, you're not just wiping surfaces anymore. You're asking the space to release, to let go, to start fresh in a way no disinfectant ever could. Here's what that looks like in practice. Start by cleaning your floors the way you usually do: sweep, vacuum, mop with your favorite cleaner. Then, prepare a second bucket. Fill it with warm water and add a generous handful of coarse sea salt. Not table salt, not perfumed salt. Just plain, unrefined salt that feels raw to the touch. Stir it slowly. Take a clean cloth, preferably white, soft, and dip it into the salt water. Wring it out gently. Then wipe the floor again, slowly, quietly, one room at a time. As you move, don't rush. Don't play music. Don't check your phone between rooms. Let it be still. Let it be simple. Let this feel like a conversation between you and your home. You're not trying to chase money here. You're making room for it to stay. When you're done, take the remaining salt water outside. Find a small corner of soil, or even a patch of ground near a tree, and pour the water there. Do not pour it down the drain. Do not dump it in the toilet. That act, pouring it outside, is a message. A line in the sand. You're saying, whatever this home was holding before, I release it now. You don't need to believe in magic for this to work. What you need is to trust in rhythm. In the simple, quiet truth that a home like a body needs care beyond appearance. Salt water doesn't bless your space with miracles. It just removes what was quietly blocking the path. The weight you couldn't see. The tension you forgot was there. And after you've done this, something starts to shift. It might not be dramatic. You won't wake up to a check in the mail. But you'll notice your thoughts feel clearer. You'll reach for your wallet with a little more ease. You'll stop feeling like money is something you have to chase, feeling like it's something you're finally ready to receive. This ritual doesn't replace effort, it supports it. It doesn't summon dollars from thin air. It helps you stop leaking energy in all the places that make keeping money feel so hard. Because when your floors carry weight, your mind carries pressure. And when your space starts to feel clean, not just on the surface, but beneath your feet, your life moves more freely. Your work flows better. Your rest feels deeper. And money begins to stay. So ask yourself this: when's the last time you truly cleansed your home? Not wiped it, not decorated it, but cleared the unseen. This isn't about doing more. It's about doing differently. Next time you mop, try adding salt. Not because you're hoping for a miracle, but because you're finally done letting money walk out the same door it came in through. Let it stay. And let that start at your feet. Part 2. A bowl of salt near your bed for nights that don't let you rest. There's a kind of tiredness that sleep doesn't fix. You lie down because the clock tells you to, not because your body feels ready. You close your eyes, but your mind keeps flipping pages you never meant to read. Thoughts circle. The room feels heavier than it should. You wake up at 2 a.m., then again at 4. And even when the sun rises, you don't feel rested, you feel foggy, slow, disconnected. You made it through the night, but didn't really sleep in it. And you're not alone. For many women, especially after 50, sleep becomes more complicated. Not just physically, but energetically. Hormones shift, but so do homes. Children move out. Partners snore. Silence deepens. And the bedroom, once a place of retreat, starts to carry more than just pillows and blankets. It carries memory, grief, conversations that ended too soon, dreams that changed direction. And all of that energy doesn't just live in the air. It hovers around your body while you sleep, interrupting the very rest you need to stay grounded, focused, and financially stable. Because here's the part that often goes unnoticed when your rest is fragile. Your mind becomes cloudy. And when your mind is cloudy, you miss things, subtle opportunities, gut instincts, intuitive financial decisions. The money doesn't leave because you failed. It leaves because you weren't clear enough to catch it when it knocked. But there's something quiet you can do. Something small that asks nothing of you except your willingness to try. Place a bowl of coarse salt near your bed. That's it. No candles, no chants, just salt. Why salt? Because it absorbs without asking. It holds what your body shouldn't have to. It clears what your dreams are trying to process. It doesn't fix your sleep, but it protects the space around it, so your sleep can finally begin to do its job again. This isn't a spiritual performance. You're not calling down angels. You're just saying, tonight, I need peace. And I'm willing to make space for it. Use a small bowl, ceramic or glass, nothing flashy. Fill it with plain, coarse sea salt, nothing scented, colored, or infused. Set it beside your bed, near your pillow, or even under the frame where your head rests. If you share the room, just place it closest to your side. Leave it there. That's all. You don't need to look at it. You don't need to believe in it. You only need to let it be. Because salt doesn't work through belief. It works through presence. Through the still, neutral energy it brings into a space. And what it absorbs may not be visible, but you'll feel it. In how your body softens at night. In how your dreams become gentler. In how your mornings stop feeling like recoveries and start feeling like beginnings again. Replace the salt once a week. Not because it expires, but because it gets full. Salt saturates. You may notice it clump, discolor, or feel oddly damp. That's not dirt. That's energy, held and kept so you wouldn't have to. When you dispose of it, don't pour it into your sink or toilet. Wrap it gently in paper white if you have it, and place it in the outside trash. Let it go, the same way it let you rest. This ritual costs nothing, takes no time, requires no effort. But the shift it creates can be profound. Because good rest isn't just about your mattress. It's about what surrounds you when your defenses are down. When your mind is open and your energy is most vulnerable. That's when your space matters most. And here's the quiet truth: most of the money leaks. People experience begin here, not in the bank, but in the bedroom. When your energy is scattered, your decisions follow. When your sleep is shallow, your thoughts stay tangled. But when you rest deeply, your instincts return. You spot what matters. You move with more intention. You stop second-guessing yourself and start holding on to what's already yours. So tonight, before you turn off the light, ask yourself, is this room helping me heal or holding me back? And if there's even a hint of heaviness, try the salt. Not because it's a cure, but because sometimes healing starts with one small decision to let something else carry the weight. Let the salt hold it for you. Let your room become quiet again. Let your sleep begin to feel sacred. Because when your nights are clear, your days have space to grow. And money always follows clarity. Part 3. Your front door, where energy comes in and money can get lost. Every home has a heartbeat. And the front door is where that rhythm begins. It's the first thing you touch when you leave in the morning, and the last thing you close behind you at night. It's the gateway where the outside world meets the inner one, where guests enter, packages arrive, and energy crosses over, whether you invite it or not. Most people think of their front door in practical terms: locks, paint color, maybe a welcome mat. But very few consider what's truly passing through it. Because not everything that enters your home wears shoes. You've probably felt it before. Someone visits, nothing dramatic, just a little tense, a little off. They leave, but the air doesn't feel the same. Maybe you feel tired. Maybe the space suddenly feels cluttered. You can't explain it, but something shifted. That's because doors don't just open for people. They open for presence. Energy walks in with every knock, every delivery, every step. And if you don't create a filter, something to gently catch what doesn't belong, it all settles. Quietly, unseen, but deeply. And here's the deeper truth: money is energy. It doesn't just flow through spreadsheets, it flows through space. When your home feels open, calm, protected, money tends to stay. But when your entryway is energetically exposed, chaotic, or unclear, finances can feel scattered. Opportunities come and go. Stability knocks but doesn't stay. Not because you don't deserve wealth, but because your home never told it you're safe to enter. That's why in many old world households, from Appalachian porches to southern mudrooms to Eastern spiritual traditions, there's always something quietly placed near the door. A talisman, a charm, a blessing, something humble, something small, but meaningful. Today, you'll do the same with salt. Salt is the protector that asks for nothing. It doesn't call attention to itself. It doesn't judge what enters. It simply absorbs, holds, filters. It's not for blocking people. It's for stabilizing what follows them in. And when placed with care near your front door, it becomes a quiet gatekeeper keeping the space clear, clean, and energetically sound. Here's how. You'll need a small white cloth bag, cotton or linen, something soft and breathable. Nothing synthetic, nothing decorative. Fill it with a handful of coarse sea salt. Just enough to give it weight, not so much it bulges. Tie it gently with string white if possible. You're not making art, you're making intention. Then hang it on the inside of your front door, ideally near the top center. If that's not possible, slightly to the right as you stand facing into the home. Not too low, not behind furniture. Let it be visible but quiet. You don't have to speak a mantra, but you can set a gentle thought. Only peace and abundance enter here, only clarity stays. Then let it be. The salt doesn't need attention, it doesn't need belief. It needs time. And over the next days, you'll notice something you didn't expect. The threshold will feel lighter. Coming home won't feel draining. You'll open the door and feel your body relax before you've even crossed the hallway. That's not imagination. That's your nervous system responding to an environment that no longer holds as much noise. But like anything that holds energy, the salt will fill. It doesn't dissolve, but it saturates. Replace the bag every 2 weeks. If you notice discoloration, clumping, or a strange dampness, replace it sooner. And always dispose of it with care. Wrap it in paper. Do not open it. Do not pour it out. Do not toss it casually in the kitchen trash. Place it outside. Thank it quietly, if only in your mind. Let it go the way you let go of what it carried. Some people say this is unnecessary, that it's symbolic, and they're not wrong. But here's the question. How often do we overlook the symbolic, and then wonder why our lives feel out of balance? We clean the bathroom sink, but not the energy that gathers by the door. We install security systems, but forget to secure the space energetically. We expect money to enter our lives, but we don't prepare a home that knows how to welcome it. This isn't magic. It's maintenance. Just like wiping a mirror or changing a filter. Salt by the door isn't a superstition. It's a choice to honor the space between the outside world and your most personal one. A choice to say, what crosses this threshold matters. Because when your entryway holds clarity, the rest of the house follows. Your mindset follows. Your energy follows. And yes, money follows. Not because it's attracted to salt, but because it's attracted to stillness, to safety, to homes that speak, even silently, the words, "You can stay here, you're welcome." So the next time you walk through your front door, ask yourself, what has this space been letting in? And what might it be ready to release? Then place the salt bag. And let your doorway simple, as it seems, become the first place money knows it's safe to land. Part 4. The wallet you carry might be saying, "I can't hold wealth." Take a moment and think about your wallet, not your credit score. Not your income, not your retirement fund. Just your wallet. Where is it right now? How does it look? When was the last time you actually took everything out and looked at what you're carrying? For most people, their wallet is just another object stuffed with receipts, gift cards, expired coupons, loose change, maybe a few dog-eared bills. But here's something no one teaches us. Your wallet doesn't just hold money. It holds your relationship to money. It carries your story. And sometimes, it speaks on your behalf, quietly telling the world, "I'm not ready to hold wealth." You see, how we treat the space where money lives reflects how we feel about money itself. Is it chaotic, overstuffed, tired looking? Then maybe, somewhere in your life, your financial energy feels the same. And while it's easy to dismiss this as just organization, it's much deeper than that. Because when money lives in a space that feels ignored, cluttered, or energetically stale, it doesn't feel safe to stay. Think of your wallet like a house. Would you invite abundance into a house that hasn't been cleaned in years? That's torn at the edges. That's overflowing with things that no longer serve you. Probably not, and neither would money. But here's the good news. Changing that message doesn't take hundreds of dollars or a brand new designer wallet. It starts with one quiet act of energy, one gesture of intention, and that gesture is salt. Salt, as we've explored, doesn't just cleanse, it contains. It creates boundaries where energy can stabilize. And when you place a small amount of salt inside your wallet, you're not adding a charm, you're creating a signal. You're saying, this space has changed. I'm ready to hold what I used to let go. Here's how to do it. First, clean out your wallet. Not just the visible trash, really clean it. Remove every card, every coin, every old paper. Wipe the inside with a soft cloth. Notice how it feels. Then, take a small square of plain white cotton, just enough to wrap a pinch of coarse sea salt. The salt should be unrefined, natural. Nothing perfumed, nothing decorative. Place a pinch inside the fabric. Fold it neatly. Tie it gently with white thread, or simply roll it tight enough to stay closed. Now, place this salt bundle inside a lesser-used pocket of your wallet. Somewhere away from your debit cards. Nowhere near magnetic strips or chips. You're not using it to interact with your money. You're using it to hold the energy that surrounds it. And then, leave it alone. That's important. Don't check it. Don't open it every few days to see if it's working. Salt works best when left undisturbed. Its power lies in its stillness, in the way it quietly absorbs and balances the energetic signature of the space around it. Replace the bundle every 21 days. That's long enough to shift the field, but short enough to prevent saturation. If the bundle feels damp, if it discolors or stiffens, replace it sooner. And when you do, don't open it or reuse the salt. Wrap it gently in paper and place it in an outdoor trash bin. Release it, just as it has helped you release what was holding you back. You might be wondering, can this really make a difference? It's just a pinch of salt. But the answer is yes. Not because salt is magical, but because it marks the moment you shifted. It's not the salt, it's the signal. The moment you stopped treating your wallet like a storage space and started treating it like a vessel. A keeper. A home for stability. And when your wallet starts feeling clearer, cleaner, more intentional, you change too. You pause before spending. You feel less frantic when you open it. You stop treating money as something you're always chasing and start honoring it as something you're capable of holding. Because holding wealth isn't just about numbers. It's about readiness. And your wallet can either whisper, "I'm barely keeping up," or it can quietly affirm, "I'm prepared to receive and to keep." So tonight, before you tuck your wallet back into your bag, ask yourself, what message has this space been sending about my relationship with money? And if the answer feels anything less than steady, begin again. A small square of salt, a new message, a new rhythm. Because sometimes, abundance doesn't come because we worked harder. It comes because we finally made a home for it to stay. Part 5. The corners of your home speak softly, but they hold the most. We often clean what we see. The middle of the room. The countertop. The parts of the floor we walk across every day. But what about the parts we don't? The quiet corners. The tucked away spaces. The places that seem too small, too ordinary, too still to matter. That stillness, though it holds more than we realize. Because in every home, energy gathers where motion ends. And more often than not, that's in the corners. Think about it. Dust settles there. Old boxes are stacked there. Forgotten items collect there. But it's not just physical clutter that hides in corners, it's emotional clutter too. Lingering tension. Silent disappointments. Decisions we postponed. Grief we didn't have the time or words to unpack. These moments settle into the quiet places. The corners don't complain, they just hold. And over time, the air gets heavier without us even noticing. That heaviness, left unattended, doesn't just stay in the corner. It begins to shape the flow of your home, and eventually, your life. You might notice it in subtle ways. A room that never feels restful, a space that always feels cold, or a nagging sense that, even when things are going well, something still feels blocked. It's not your imagination. It's the unspoken weight your home hasn't yet released. And because energy moves like water naturally flowing towards stillness, those forgotten corners become storage closets for all the emotional debris we never meant to keep. In Feng Shui, they're considered energetic dead zones, and just like stagnant water, stagnant energy invites decay, confusion, delay, especially when it comes to money. Because financial flow is just that, a flow, and any space where energy cannot move freely becomes a place where abundance struggles to enter. But there's something beautifully simple you can do. Something that doesn't require remodeling or redecorating. Just a small, humble act of restoration, placing salt in the four corners of your home. Salt, once again, is the quiet worker. It doesn't demand attention. It doesn't need light, sound, or ritual. It simply sits and pulls. It absorbs what lingers. It clears what can't move on its own. And when you place it in corners, it becomes a silent partner in the work of unblocking, of opening, of shifting what no longer belongs. Here's how. Find 4 small bowls, ceramic or glass, nothing plastic or colored. Fill each one with coarse, unrefined sea salt, not iodized table salt, not decorative blends, just simple, grounded salt in its purest form. Then walk through your home and identify the 4 most stable corners, often 1 in the living room, 1 in the bedroom, 1 near the entrance, and 1 in the space you use least, but feel the most heaviness in. Place a bowl in each of those corners. Not tucked away or hidden, just set it gently in place. Leave it there, let it be. No candles, no words, just stillness. For 7 to 10 days. During that time, observe not the bowls, but your home. The way it feels when you walk into it. The way certain rooms begin to feel lighter. The subtle lift in your own mood or mental clarity. You're not performing a ritual. You're rebalancing a space, quietly, intentionally. And when it's time to remove the bowls, do so with care. Don't pour the salt down the drain. Don't reuse it. Don't touch it with bare hands. Instead, wrap it in plain white paper and dispose of it in an outdoor trash bin. Think of it as removing emotional residue, not trash. A quiet goodbye to what was held for far too long. You may find that some bowls have changed, darkened, clumped, or drawn in moisture. That's not a flaw. That's the salt doing what it was meant to do, taking on what your space couldn't hold any longer. And as those corners clear, you may notice a new kind of silence. Not the heavy kind, but the soft, open kind. The kind that breathes, that invites, that whispers, now there's room. And in that room, things begin to shift, sleep deepens. Work flows with less resistance. Money no longer feels like it hits a wall. Because it isn't. The wall has softened. The energy has opened. So if you've ever felt like things in your life are almost moving, but never quite landing, look to your corners. Not for answers, but for weight. And then let the salt do its quiet work. You don't have to move mountains. Sometimes, all you have to do is clear the corners and watch how everything else begins to move. Part 6. A rinse of salt, not for your skin, but for who you're becoming. There are days when you don't feel dirty, but you know you need to wash something off. Not from your skin, but from your spirit. You carry the week's stress, the weight of someone else's silence, the echo of your own second guessing. You move through your routine, but something clings to you, something tired, unspoken, invisible, and no amount of hot showers, clean pajamas, or lavender-scented lotions seem to make it go away. That's because it's not your body that's heavy. It's your energy. And energy, unlike sweat or dirt, doesn't rinse off with soap. It lingers in the field around you, in your thoughts, your breath, your sleep. It trails behind the decisions you made while exhausted. It sticks to the moments you didn't speak up. And slowly, without even realizing it, you stop feeling like yourself. Not in a dramatic way, just in the quiet erosion of clarity. But there's a simple way to come back to yourself. A way rooted in softness, not effort. It's not a cleanse for your skin, it's a clearing for the version of you that's quietly emerging. All you need is salt. This practice isn't new. Across many cultures, old Italian households, Haitian rituals, Eastern medicine traditions, salt has always been more than seasoning. It's been a boundary, a purifier, a helper when words fall short. And when used with intention, salt water becomes a kind of threshold. A moment where you stop carrying what you no longer need and start inviting in what you're now ready to hold. Here's how to begin. Choose one night a month. Not a random night, but the night before your lunar birthday. That's the day, each month, when your personal energy cycle resets. It doesn't matter if you follow astrology. Your body does. That's why some days feel heavier without explanation, and why starting fresh on that night creates a shift that feels more lasting. Fill a basin with cold water, not warm, not hot. Cold water clears. Add 3 tablespoons of coarse, unrefined sea salt. Stir until the crystals dissolve. Then step into your bathroom, not as a place of routine, but as a space of quiet release. Pour the water in this order. 3 times over your right shoulder, 3 times over your left, 1 pour over the top of your head. Each movement is simple. No scrubbing, no lather. Just let the water fall. Let it carry something away. Why this sequence? The right shoulder represents action, what you give to the world. The left shoulder holds reception, what you allow yourself to receive. And the crown of the head connects you to something higher, your own wisdom, your future self, your unspoken intention. This ritual doesn't demand belief, it invites presence. When the water touches your skin, don't reach for a towel. Don't dry off. Don't scroll your phone or reply to a message. Just go straight to sleep. Let your body air dry. Let your thoughts settle. Let the salt continue its work while you rest. Because sleep is not just recovery, it's recalibration. And that night, something inside you begins to align again. You won't wake up transformed, you'll wake up lighter, clearer. As if some invisible fog has lifted, and now the day belongs to you again. And maybe, without even realizing it, money flows more smoothly. Not because of magic, but because you're no longer weighed down by what blocked you before. Your decisions feel simpler. Your energy holds steady. And in a world that constantly asks you to give more, this one act of quiet receiving changes the way you move through everything else. Repeat this once a month. No candles, no declarations, no elaborate setups. Just you, a bowl of salt water, and the willingness to let go. To wash away who you were in order to meet who you're becoming. And if there's any part of you still wondering, can something this small really make a difference? Ask yourself this. How often do you stop, even for 5 minutes, to honor your own evolution? This isn't self-care, this is self-respect. You're not fixing yourself. You're making space for the clearer version of you to emerge. And you're doing it gently, silently, like the way rivers shift stone, not all at once, but with quiet, powerful consistency. So tonight, as you stand with the bowl in your hands, know this: you are not washing off a bad day. You are stepping into the next version of yourself, clean, awake, and no longer carrying what was never yours to hold. Let the water fall. Let the salt catch what you cannot name. And let sleep carry you toward the life that's already waiting on the other side of heaviness. Final. When we talk about energy, we're not talking about something vague or mystical. We're talking about field. The invisible atmosphere that surrounds every living thing, measurable, real, and deeply influenced by emotion, memory, environment. Your home has a field. Your body has one too. And every decision you make, where you sleep, how you clean, what you carry, either strengthens that field or scatters it. Salt isn't magic, but it is matter, pure, stable, absorbent. And when used with intention, it becomes a bridge between what we feel and what we cannot see. The bowl by your bed, the bag behind your door, the rinse before sleep, they're not tricks. They're tiny interventions in chaos. They help you clear what's unspoken, unnoticed but never harmless. Over the past few minutes, we've walked through 6 ways to shift the financial energy of your life without spending a single dollar. We've talked about floors that remember, doors that absorb, wallets that speak, corners that hold, sleep that restores, and a rinse that's not for skin but for the self beneath the surface. And maybe, as you listened, something stirred. A moment of recognition. A corner in your house you suddenly remembered. A weight in your wallet you hadn't seen. A night you never fully rested. If it did, then something is already beginning to change. Not out there. In you. Because clarity doesn't arrive with noise. It arrives with stillness. And salt, in its quietest form, is simply a return to balance. A reminder that you don't have to fight for flow. You just have to clear the way for it to come back. So tonight, I hope you give yourself permission to begin, gently, quietly, in one small corner of your life. Thank you for being here. Thank you for staying until the end. I hope these words met you in a moment that mattered. And wherever you are, whatever season of life you're in, I hope peace finds you in your sleep, and money finds its way to stay. I'll see you in the next video. But until then, keep your home light. Keep your spirit open. And let the salt do its silent, sacred work.